Hi, everybody. This is Jessica Lahore, and I'm here with Ask a Lahore. This is my 32nd Ask a Lahore video, and I'm here with special guest Anya Nees.
Hi.
Hello. So Anya, you are from LA, but you're from Colorado.
I'm from Colorado originally, but I live in LA right now. I just moved out there.
Moved out there. Me and Anya go way back, about 3.5 years ago. Started performing together, and it's been a hot minute. She's mean and she makes me cry on the regular. But we just finished painting live tonight. We had a blast.
Apparently.
We had a
great
time. Yes, we did.
I got to insult her. She only cried once.
Cried once. Lashes stayed on, though, so figure out how that made that happen. She made only like 7 to 20 different dick jokes. And, probably offended at least 4 different races during the process of Facebook Live. So we have some questions that were submitted by you all from a while ago, and it's been a hot second, but thank you all for subscribing and continuing to follow Ask a Lahore videos. 2017 is upon us, and a whole new series of videos and things like that. Who knows what's going to happen. Our first video is, question is, do you make your own pads and how do you clean your wigs? I have somebody make my pads because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I make my own pads.
But you make them out of a big couch cushion, pretty much.
No, I buy foam, high density foam. I get it. You can get it online, or you can get it at craft supply store.
She's a huge crafter. She'll come in here with like bags of crap.
I did. I
came
here today with a hot
some fabulous outfit.
We were just painting today, and I was like, "Do you have a hot glue gun? I want to do a little crafting." So, but no, I make my own pads out of it. But there's no shame in asking someone to make pads for you.
There are some people that have fantastic butts. Andreas Dex, Felony Misdemeanor. I love Kylie's butt, Kylie Vanderpump.
Oh, she's got a great body.
They have great.
Chad Michaels' body is
on Alaska's butt. Her curve, her body shape.
And some people have great natural bodies.
Yes, but there's no shame in that. Obviously, just because I'm shameful all the time. And then cleaning your wigs.
You just throw them out and get a new one, girl.
There you go, because that's the easiest way, just like with makeup brushes.
But technically, it's the same thing with brushes. The more you should clean them after each use, but sometimes you can get a couple out of there. You should definitely clean the lace after each one. She doesn't. I
don't think I've ever cleaned my lace, but I have cleaned my wigs in like a big bathtub, and you like soak it with laundry detergent.
It depends on if it's synthetic or not, but I use almost all synthetic, so I use laundry detergent. Yeah.
And then you can
fabric softener.
Brush it out, let it air dry by itself. Using a blow dryer, is a no because it can melt. It also can tangle when you're trying to brush it and blow dry it. So
don't brush it when it's wet. Really, that's a good rule.
And then you can restyle it with steam, most likely with synthetic wigs, hot curlers, or hot rollers, or anything like that. But yeah, that's like a really... maybe we'll do a video or something on that about washing your wigs, and I'll get Valerie Shears, because Valerie is probably one of the best about restyling and how to wash wigs properly. The next question is, your worst first date that you've ever had, and Anya's a big slut, so I'm a big whore, but she's a big slut because she's always on her knees, so she's probably had thousands of first dates that end within 5 seconds of, shot to the eyes, but...
Yeah. Well, at that point, it's not even a date. I don't even know their name yet.
Eyelashes stuck together.
It's like, I'm sorry, who are you? Can you leave?
Meets them outside of Taco Bell in the alley.
Girl.
But your worst first date. I know mine hands
What's yours?
down.
I don't know mine. I haven't read these questions yet.
This was like a year and a half ago. I went on a first date, and we got in the car, and he's telling me about his ex in the car, about how he got kicked out of beauty school for bomb-threatening his teacher. This is on the way to the movie.
That's first date material.
On the way to the movie. He's talking to me about how he got into a domestic dispute with his ex-boyfriend of 3 years because he keyed his car for breaking up with him and slashed his tires, and we're not even at the movie yet. And then he's talking to me about how... he tried to, hurt one of his friends that was friends with his best friend who ratted them out to the police for keying his car. So then we get to the movies, and he asked me out, so I figured he was going to pay for the movie because he asked me to the movie, and I was like, well, I'll pick you up because he didn't have a license because he got pulled over for a DUI for being drunk as fuck. This is all on the way. And so I thought he was going to pay for it, and all of a sudden he doesn't have his wallet. He forgot his wallet. That was the thing. Forgot his wallet. And then, so I paid for it, get to the thing, and I get popcorn because, I'm hungry. I should be able to eat when I want to. And says, well, if you didn't eat so much of the greasy stuff, your face wouldn't look like that.
Ooh, girl.
And I said, great. So I got extra butter on the popcorn. sat through
Jumped
the
it on his
movie.
head.
He tries to like hold
No,
my
you're too
hand
nice
to it.
to
I'm
leave.
like this. I didn't want to like. I was like, what if he tries to kill me? If I get all aggressive and mad or anything like that because he's crazy. Drop him off.
You should have
Never
left, but you're too nice to leave.
too nice to leave. Plus, I was his. Oh, I'm so glad I drove actually, and I left it at there, and then like trying to
doesn't know
send
where
me
you
dick
live.
pictures. Doesn't know where I live, and kept saying like, "Oh, let's just have sex. Let's just." No, it was the worst date, just from the pickup to the drop off, everything.
Okay.
Never talked to him again.
Okay, I haven't had too many drastic ones, but it did remind me of something. So it was when I moved to LA. I got a date with a guy who's very, very pretty. He's very funny and all that. He
Twink.
may have a YouTube channel and a song, but that's all I'm gonna say. That you can buy on iTunes.
So
he had a personality,
So
but
this
you know
that
what?
narrowed it down to only 500
Only
people from
half
LA
of Los Angeles that
with
has
a
their own
YouTube
thing.
channel and a song on iTunes.
And he's on TV.
Oh, 300 people
But
now.
not a real show. Anyway, regardless, so we had a date. It was fine. I was a little nervous. It was like my first time going on a date in Los Angeles. She's very pretty. He was very outspoken. It gets to a point in the date where we're at a restaurant, a very nice restaurant, and the manager is coming around asking people, "How's everything? Is everything okay today?" And we were eating and fine and talking about how good the food was because it was a great restaurant. Perfect. And he decided that it would be funny to play a game on the manager.
And like joke around that it was awful.
And not just joke around. Like, I thought it was like, okay, I'm fine if you're going to do that.
Like
maybe
tease, like, oh, is everything okay? No, it's horrible.
God,
I
it
ate
was
the whole
terrible.
thing. You know, like you make the joke about it.
But
to the
maybe
waitress.
no longer than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He dragged it on for like 4 or 5 minutes about how terrible it was
Enough
and
to
how
where,
unhappy
like,
they
the
were.
manager was like really.
The manager was
concerned
like,
about it.
I don't like, this is the best thing on our menu. I don't know like what to say to you. And I was so uncomfortable because he wanted me to play along. But if you've ever been a server,
No,
you do not play
don't.
jokes on your server.
No, you don't.
I was like,
You've already
hate
had a
this
rough enough day.
so much.
You don't like your job to some extent.
and I was like, I'm going to be leaving the biggest tip I can because you just turned out to be a gigantic asshole. That's like making
and
this
did
manager.
you talk to him again?
No, but he called me 2 times afterwards in the middle of the night.
Drunk.
Drunk. Oh, absolutely
Of course,
drunk.
Middle of the night, drunk.
He kept calling me over and over again.
So romantic, you
I
know?
know, right? Because he was drunk in the middle of the night. And I mean, I don't think there was enough chemistry between the two of us, but the fact that he did that to someone serving us, I can't. I'm sorry. If you're disrespectful to our server,
You take Anya
You
to
ain't getting none
dinner.
of this.
You treat your staff right,
yeah, you got to know how to treat a staff.
not the staph infection Anya got, but
No, you
Just
treat
the
that with
staff.
antibiotics.
After the third time, you should just have a punch card.
No, I'm immune now.
Mm-hmm. If you could drink a bottle of any condiment, what would you drink? Like, you have to drink a bottle of a condiment. Even if you throw up, you have to finish drinking it.
Well, like no, like I could do that with like barbecue sauce or something because that's a condiment technically. That would
It
be
is
too hard.
condiment, yeah.
But you know what I used to do because I was a gross little middle schooler to freak people out. I'd be like, I will eat this spoonful of mayonnaise.
No, you were a mayonnaise kid?
I didn't do it because I liked it,
Oh.
but I did. I'd be like, if you give me $5, I'll do it.
I know
Sure.
people that, like, eat it and, like, enjoyed it and, like, would sit down and eat, like, a bowl
That's
full
disgusting.
of mayonnaise.
Although I did see that thing online that said get some pudding, put it in a mayonnaise container, just sit somewhere.
Oh,
and
and
eat
act like you're
it. That would
eating
be
it?
so funny. I would do that.
God, man.
I
You
would
did
absolutely-
it?
No,
You
I would
would
I would absolutely do that as a joke. Eat just some pudding.
But
out
you
of it.
didn't eat, like, the mayonnaise
I could
for
eat
fun.
but for real question answer, I could do barbecue sauce. I could probably do honey mustard. I could do
You're
ranch. It
you're
wouldn't
not
be
a
very
condiment
good.
snob.
I hate,
I know-
but the thing I hate most in the world is regular mustard. Yellow mustard.
Me too.
It's
And
disgusting.
yeah, that and ketchup are like my two biggest
I'm fine with
enemies.
ketchup, but I hate mustard.
ketchup.
Eat it.
A1
What
is
could
mine.
you eat? A1? I don't want to drink Worcestershire sauce.
Somebody gave me a bottle of A1 for Christmas, and I drank it in front of them, like as my
Why?
meal. Because it's delicious. I drank it, not even in a spoonful. I like beg people to dare me for money, even though I know that I'll drink it. But then I like seize a little bit because I'm having like all this the salt in my
Let's
veins
move
and I have
past this. I
hypertension.
don't wanna hear
Okay,
about that.
it's wonderful. What was your first drag experience like with your beautiful drag mother? That was
No,
just me
you go
being
first.
bitter.
You go first.
My first drag experience, you were actually there for that. It
Mhm.
was at this creepy little nightclub called Suede, and it was a red, white, and blue show, and I did Missy Elliott, and I stripped down, but it did not look flattering at all, and
So nervous.
so nervous. I refused to do two numbers,
She-
only one number.
Had no pads. She had on like real girl makeup. The
Like-
flattest hair that you could see the tracks through.
Oh, absolutely. Light foundation,
She was shaking.
blush, And I stripped off all this red, white, and blue crap to Missy Elliott.
And we had an audience of like 7 people?
7 people, 2 of which were my friends, so of course they were that. I was scared shitless. I looked so uncomfortable. All of my dance moves looked like I was like snail trailing at shit and like taking dumps
now you've
across
come
the
so
floor.
far.
And now I like purposely look like I'm snail trailing shit, but people live for it.
They do. Was that your first time in drag or first drag?
That was
gig?
my first like gig, and that was my first
time in
That's
drag?
like the first time I consider myself doing drag. Like I did it at CSU, and
yeah, that's right.
I was. What
was your first number for that?
I did. I'm a Machine by David Guetta.
Okay. Did you ever do drag any time before that?
I didn't know. I thought I was because I considered myself straight, so I did cross dressing once for a sociology. Cross dressing once for it was the look. It was like that Bianca look, that like really queen like. I did it for a sociology project and went to Olive Garden to see how they treat me, and I got hit on, but that really doesn't mean anything because I really looked like a little girl, which was really just creepy at that point.
Okay. No, my first, I got a couple firsts because I had a first time lip syncing in drag or doing a drag show. Mm-hmm. My first time in drag in front of an audience would probably be a college drag show at UNC when I was younger. I did Angel from Rent. Yeah, but I've done drag. I did drag a couple other times for Halloween and stuff. Like I did Frankenfurter so many times that I can't even count.
Why didn't you did Frankenfurter once for CSU, but you've never done Angel? I've never seen you do Angel since then.
Yeah, I should. I had the outfit, but then I got rid of it before I actually started doing drag. But I did Angel a couple times, and I've done Frankenfurter for Halloween and stuff. And I was a super nerd and I dressed up as Angel to go see the movie. I went in drag to go see the movie Rent, 2005 in drag.
2005. How old were you in 2005?
Old enough to go see Rent, which was a PG-13 movie. Thank you. I hate you. And my first drag gig was a drag queen bingo, where I did not perform a number, but I just mouthed off because that's what I'm good at. My first time in a drag show, I sang Tits and Ass at a small, shitty little club in Loveland that no longer exists.
Was that same night, or did they...
No, it was a couple months before.
I was going to say, that night that you met me, that was the last night the club was open because it flooded. That's why we moved to Astoria. Mm-hmm. But how long was Suede open before that?
It was open for a while. I remember I saw Cristal perform there, her 12-minute numbers.
She's up to 14 now.
So they had it open a while, but they weren't doing their traditional drag things. They were doing just drag bingo, not so the drag shows. But then they started doing drag shows. But I did a couple drag shows there before you, and I did Tits and Ass for my first.
And did you have a big crowd or just the same?
Oh no, it was about the same, like 15 people.
15 people that regularly would come.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was cute. My friend Allie was there. But yeah.
Do you have those pictures posted on your Facebook of like your first time in drag?
That's not my first time in drag because I did go out in drag. Did you go out in drag like in the clubs?
I went to tracks a few times just to try and get exposure.
My first time out in drag was in April, I believe, and that picture is online because I did a good job.
You did do a good job. I remember that. You had that big brown hair, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So go find that. If you like that, comment your first time in drag if you're a drag queen and what you did. If you have any pictures, send them and post them because those are my favorite. Is the before and after, like after a few years, and you look back to that whole hot mess. You had a good experience.
I don't think I look like myself anymore. Like I've changed a lot, but I didn't look so.
You have features that are very similar to what you do now, but they're just more refined and
exaggerated. I dragged it all.
Color. I mean, you have like 8 different colors on your face right now.
I didn't then. I was only in black and white, and that's because that's who taught me. And I don't. We don't talk about.
We don't speak of
because she doesn't like her.
I forgot.
I don't necessarily have a drag mother. I have a drag helper because she taught me how to drag a couple times.
Satan's little helper. Yep.
She taught me how to do drag a couple times, and then I kind of had to do the rest myself. She painted me once.
Everything.
And then
but you didn't get her attitude, so that's good.
No.
The last question is, what is your sloppiest that you've ever been in drag? Like your sloppiest drag experience? Sloppiest. Like you look back and you're like, oh my god, if there were videos or pictures from that night specifically, it would be the talk of the town.
What's yours? Go for
it. Thinking about it, I haven't read these questions either. Actually, I typed a few of them, but I haven't read them. Yeah, copy pasted. I'm so glad that I wasn't like somebody that people would like know as they went by or anything, because I pregame so hard with my friends Daniel,
Oh,
you know Daniel,
yeah.
so hard that before getting out of the Uber to get into the club, I was spinning and I couldn't even walk in my heels. I was wearing these brand new heels, first of all, so as soon as I walked in the club, I slipped and ate shit. Brand new wig, thought I was so cute, and as soon as I got up from slipping, I booked it to the bathroom, slipped again on my way to the bathroom, and like crawled my ass into the bathroom, threw my guts up, came out with my friend because I couldn't stand up on my own, so sloppy. Was like hanging over the garbage can like this while he's holding me up, and he's like trying to convince the security guard at Trax that I'm perfectly okay, even though I'm like over the garbage can. The only one that remembers this is Andrea Stacks, because she always reads me for it. And then after, I know, right? Somebody had to see it. And then I get outside, still hanging onto the bricks outside of Trax, throwing up, like dry heaving, and these two drunk bitches come up and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so pretty, can I take a picture with you?" As I'm like incoherent, like hanging over, and my friend Chris is like, "Can you not see that she can't even like stand up? She's like passed out, she's not even breathing basically." And they're like, "Can we get a quick picture with her?" And no. And so I ended up waking up the next morning, don't know how I got out of drag, and I just remember being so sick the night before. But I woke up bright and early and I was peppy, and I think I went and worked out.
Crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I do not have anything nearly that bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
No. Like, I've got some sloppy, like, outfit choices on my first couple, like, drag gigs where I was like, yeah, this will work, this will do.
And not so much.
And, like, but I don't like to drink before a show.
No, we were talking about it.
And that just comes from theater, but.
I remember you being drunk only the one time at Halloween.
Yeah.
And that was an instigator drinker.
Yeah, it was everyone else making me drink. I don't like to drink for a show, I'll drink after a show, or if they're like sponsoring the thing, I'll walk around with a drink, but I don't like to get drunk for a show. There's just been some real sloppy looks. And one time I remember in Orlando when I was performing for MegaCon, which is this just, convention, kind of like Comic-Con out there. I had an outfit and a number planned and everything. I was dressed up like a sexy little Poison Ivy, and I looked great. I'm not saying anything, but I look good. But then I get there and she's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't get your music. Your music didn't come through." And she had my one number, but she didn't have my number for that one. And so I was like, "What the fuck else am I gonna perform as Poison Ivy?" So
what'd you do?
So everyone knows I love Britney Spears.
You love Britney Spears so much. You do it regularly, really religiously performs to Britney Spears.
So I had to do "Toxic" by Britney Spears, and I was like,
"How'd you do?"
I fucking know these words. I don't give a shit about Britney Spears. I mean, I respect her. I like "Lucky." You know what? I like "Lucky," and I like old school Britney, but I don't know "Toxic." I made it work. But it's a bunch of drunk tourists, and they didn't really care.
Oh, they were more like,
they liked my look,
Britney!
And they're like, "Yeah, you look like Poison Ivy." But I did not.
You were not happy about it.
And that's one of those clubs where they had the bright spotlight, so when you turn that way, you really can't see anything.
Oh, so that's when you have.
So I was like, I look really pretty. Don't pay attention to my words.
You know that you're toxic, and then you walk away again.
Know that you're toxic.
She loves mainstream Britney all the time.
No, I mean, Britney's fine. But one time I did Britney. This is on purpose. One time I did Britney in a hot dog costume.
What was that?
For Charlie's.
What song?
It was for Tucked. With the guest, whoever was the guest for Tucked at the time, they wanted to perform. "Work Bitch" by Britney.
That became like
that was the
starter.
That was the starter number for each one. That's what he wanted, and that's absolutely great. But I just hate Britney. That was one of the only times that I had to do Britney. So one time I did it in a hot dog costume. With a sign that says "Ask me about my wieners."
Oh my god!
and I cut into the song "Ask me about my wiener." You better work, bitch.
Why did nobody record?
And I thought I don't know. I know one did.
That's funny.
And then the other time I had my friend Christy, who's a great costumer and amazing, record over a karaoke track with a British accent, and I read it from a book. "You'd better work, bitch. You want a hot body."
Why haven't you done either of these again?
Because I hate Britney Spears.
Yes, but that's funny. That's like you putting your twist on it.
And then I think Crystal did, but the audience was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, of course they did.
"What the fuck are you doing in a hot dog costume?"
This is the forced song that I have to do.
Yeah, exactly. 4 songs that night, and one of them had to be that. But anyway, Crystal did it the next week, I think, the week after me, and she did it without lip syncing it. She just danced it, and they didn't get it either. They're like, "What?" Aren't you supposed to be
I wish
singing the words?
I remember that everybody complained like they didn't know that was supposed to be the opening number for like the person to do like that 6-minute song or whatever.
That's so long too.
It's so long.
Oh my god, you better work
And if you're
that.
even if you're a dancing person, you just like
If you're not a dancing person, that's not a song for you. And I'm not a dancing person.
You just
I'm a comedy person.
Work,
you know, I tried it during Ultimate Queen, but
you did just great.
I tried it.
Well, that was 32 of Ask a Lahore. Thank you all for watching. You can find Miss Anya on tons of different social medias.
Like on Facebook, Anya Nees. No K in Nees. Because I don't trust silent letters. And I don't do drugs.
She said that like 30 times tonight.
People were asking. And then on Instagram, Anya Nees Bitch.
Awesome. And you can also find me on Facebook and like and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, at @the_WHL.WHOR. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hopefully you'll see more special guests before the New Year's up. Thank you, Miss Anya, for joining me.
You're welcome. If you see her in any alleys, face down, just knock her over to the side so she can breathe.
It's probably because after this video she's going to drag my ass behind some sort of thing and kick the shit out of me.
No, I just want to steal some stuff, that's all.
Okay, perfect. Just leave a little list of what you took. Bye, everybody!
Bye.